This video will be a VCM, a bad VCM issue, and how to replace it, but the diagnostics to go along with that. So upon power up, the system will load, and you will get an audible alarm as soon as it's powered up. You can go ahead and silence the alarm by hitting the alarm button, and you will see at the bottom it says valves not found. So go ahead and hit the enter key, enter button, to get that off the screen. There are no yellow flashing valves down here, and we are on a profile that has all valves selected. Let's go ahead and scroll clear to the end, bring our little orange ticker clear to the end, and you will see that it shows 98 valves. We're supposed to have 112 valves on this system. So the next step to do is go to location setup button, and you can see that it only has 7 VCMs on the list. There should be 8. So at this moment we need to go out and we need to see if the fuse is blown on that number 8 VCM, or if there is a wiring harness issue. And if all those are good and we figure out that we need to replace the VCM, we can replace the VCM with the following steps. So you locate your VCM, which there's 8 VCMs on your SwathPRO booms, 4 on each side. So 4 on your left, 4 on your right, and this is what your VCM location looks like. It does not have a valve or a tip coming out of it, so it's just blank, and you will notice those across your booms. So to remove your VCM and replace your VCM assembly, you undo your quarter turn connectors, and you will have to remove all the shells that are for that VCM. So you will have 8 locations, up to 8 locations outboard of this VCM, and up to 6 locations inboard of this VCM. So you'll go along and you'll remove any 45-degree deflections if you have those installed. If you have CP nozzles, you need to remove those. If you have just the regular or just the single tips, there's no need to remove those because the shell goes right over them. One thing to notice is the second VCM down from second shell down from the VCM is going to be your electrical connection for that VCM. So I'll remove a couple shells here. So as you can see, there's a 6-pin Deutsch here. This is your connector for your VCM. You'll have to remove all your 2-pin Deutsch connections for this VCM, and you'll have to remove this 6-pin connection for your VCM. Once you've removed all the shells from the boom, this is what you'll see. So you'll have your naked boom, you'll see your VCM hanging here. I've already removed all the 2-pin connectors off the valve. So each one of these valves have this 2-pin connector. And then you have a 6-pin connector that connects the VCM to the boom control harness. Make sure you disconnect that too. So then this harness is being held in by these plastic clips. There's a few of them on each VCM. So to remove these from these plastic clips, just grab the plastic clip, pull it open, and then you can pull the harness right from it. So there's, on this one, I've got 2, so I'll remove those. And then you can pull the VCM right from the boom. Once you have your replacement VCM, you'll take your replacement VCM and make sure that the connectors that were plugged on your old VCM are plugged on this one. Your replacement VCM will not come with plug connectors, so you will have to use your plugs from your bad VCM. So make sure you plug the connectors that were plugged on your old one. Then you take your VCM, place it in the location your old one came from. Make sure you put the plastic holders over the harness, just like before. Just pull it and slide it under. Then take your 2-pin connectors for each valve assembly and connect all them all the way down. And then the 6-pin connector that comes off of your VCM, plug it in to the 6-pin connector that's on your boom control harness. And then of course, make sure all your 2-pin connectors, plug those in all the way down. Once you get most of your shells on, make sure while you're putting your shells on, you're tucking these connectors up into the middle of the boom. This one's a little bit trickier. You need to make sure that it is tucked up. The 6-pin connector is tucked up tight in there. The 2-pin connector is also tucked in there, and then those harnesses are out of the way. Then you take your shell and you grab your shell from the sides, you split it and put it over your whole assembly. Do a couple more here. Grab it, split it. You can wiggle it around a little bit to get it in there. Make sure none of your harnesses are connected or stuck in there. Then your VCM shell, just slide it over your VCM, set it in here, and then just go along and tighten all your quarter turn screws, top and bottom. Make sure you get top and bottom all the way down your boom. And that is how you replace a VCM.